Hello, my name is Luke.
And my name is Piers.
And welcome to On the Gallery Floor, a new contemporary art podcast where artists and audiences get to interview each other.
Yes, that's right. Artists answer your questions while getting to ask some of their own too.
By bringing you closer to the artist and the artist closer to you, we hope to transform contemporary art's reputation from an inaccessible conundrum into an ordinarily relatable experience for all.
So, get your questions ready and meet us on the gallery floor. In this episode, we're talking to Southampton City Council social work apprentice Melanie Dalwood-Jelinek and artist Leah and Sara, whose exhibition, What Does Working Together Create?, is currently on show here at the John Hansard Gallery in Southampton. So, what does working together create? The adults and their social care staff at Southampton Day Services, City Community Enterprises and Southampton City College, Life, Living Skills and Foundational Learning show you their answer to that question within an exhibition of the same name. They're hoping this exhibition might encourage people to become better collaborators, create more positive experiences, and show that galleries can be for everyone. At the centre of What Does Working Together Create shines a giant, brightly coloured collage of a sun, with rays of artwork beaming outward from it. Found floating around the sun and its rays are fluffy white clouds that contain the artist's thoughts about creating their exhibition, as well as their hopes and dreams for a kinder world. You'll notice too that each artwork is presented anonymously, so that audiences can see that there's no distinction between the art made by both groups. There's no us and them here. Visiting this exhibition is sure to warm your heart. Just don't forget your sunglasses. What Does Working Together Create is showing until the 3rd of June, 2023. Hello, Mel, Leah, Sara, and Joy too, who is here in a supportive capacity today.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello. Thank you for joining us here in front of your exhibition on our mezzanine gallery. So we've got some questions for you, and you have some questions for us, and our audience has some questions in our lovely trusty black bowl in the middle for you as well. Are you ready?
Yes.
Yes.
Let's get into it then. The first question I have for all of you is, how did you feel exhibiting within a gallery for the first time?
I actually don't know how it felt. It was a long time ago, but it felt really nervous at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's just everyone will see it, and you don't know how people react to it, and I felt really nervous. But then I saw it and I felt, oh, okay, we're relaxed.
Was it only when you saw the work in the space
Yeah.
that you felt relaxed?
Yeah,
Why are you nervous about other people seeing your artwork?
I don't know.
Is it because you've made the work specifically and you feel that's an extension of you and someone
Yeah.
might judge that
Yeah,
based on how it looks?
yeah.
Okay, interesting. What about you, Leah?
I was a bit scared and worried what they would think of what the artwork I use.
Mhm.
So, yeah.
Is the medium that you chose special to you? So you've got mandalas with colouring pencils and ink, or like ink pens.
Yeah.
And Sara, you've got, I don't know what yours was made of. Was the blue oil pastels? And you've also got ink pens as well.
Yeah.
And tissue paper?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So are both of those sort of mediums important to you? Is that your preferred method of making?
Yeah, because I like drawing,
Mhm.
because that's every time I go back home, I just draw. So I get a picture on my phone and just start copying it. All that kind.
Cool.
Do you draw at home as well, Sara?
Yeah, when I have time.
When you got time?
Just manic scribbles all over the place. I like it.
I know, Leah, you said that you take pictures from your phone. Are they exclusively of mandalas, or do you draw other things? And same with you, Sara. Do you draw or paint or make things as well? Is there a particular thing that you like to draw or make?
I like sunset
Mhm.
colours, so that's really nice and pretty, because I always take a photo of sunset out of my window because it's really nice and colourful.
Well, that's very appropriate considering the
right
the
exhibition.
formation of the work downstairs being the sun. Thank you very much. No, that's really pretty. Thank you. So our next question is, what should cultural venues do to make themselves more accessible? And that can be in relation to accessibility in terms of getting to the place, and that can also be in terms of accessibility physically to the building as well.
So I think, especially when a new building's designed, it's really important to think about the fact that if you're going to have something that's inclusive for the community, that it's a building that can be accessed by as many people as possible. And I think sometimes buildings are designed almost pay lip service to accessibility by making sure they can provide a certain amount, but don't necessarily have it so that the number of people that might need to access it are able to. For example, I can't see why there shouldn't be any reason why all doorways shouldn't be wide enough for people who use wheelchairs to access. And again, I understand that there are procedures that need to take place to ensure people's safety, but it would be good if all areas of buildings could be accessed equally by people regardless of their physical mobility needs.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's something that would be quite important for, not just for public spaces and galleries, even for domestic dwellings, to just so that people don't feel excluded from being able to gain access to any type of building, really.
Is that something that you've had a lot of experience with in terms of seeing yourself? You've seen these limitations in your experience?
I think it's something that I have noticed, but also increasingly recently, because I am currently studying social work, and we've been looking at what they call the medical and social model, and we've had some speakers, including somebody who has cerebral palsy and he is a wheelchair user, who explained how he thought that that the general environment should be made more accessible to all, and the problems, for example, when accessing the underground and the gap, and the things that he felt could be changed and done to make transport and buildings more accessible for all people.
Yeah. Leah and Sara, in terms of accessibility to the gallery from the other side of things, being getting into town, where it is in town, we're situated in the cultural quarter, which isn't necessarily a part of Southampton that people are all familiar with. What would be your takes on that, coming from a younger person's point of view?
Well, I didn't know until I came. I went to City College, because I've just thought from the building when I was on the bus.
What was it about the building that made it look like just another? Is it because there's residential buildings above us? It sort of blends into one.
Yeah.
Is that what it was?
Yeah. But I think that for our and we're like teenagers, because most teenagers use their phones, and I think it's social media that you should reach out and make it more like stand out to teenagers. And or like just have people in town hanging out flyers, and so they know that you're here, and it's not just a building, but it's a building with stuff in.
Stuff. We do have a lot of stuff in here.
We do. What sort of stuff would you? Yeah, what sort of stuff would you like to see online? What would appeal to people of your age?
Like colourful, and it stands out from all the rest of like the ads, or like only company what has loose social media, so they could get like the public eye attention, so they know that this is like an art gallery, not just a building that people go past on the buses or like walk past to go to the Guildhall.
Yeah.
God, that's a tagline in itself, isn't it? We are not just a building you pass on the bus. We're an art gallery with a lot of stuff in it. Well, thank you. So we've got one more question for you all, and that would be, has this experience inspired you to create more?
Use like different tool with my art, so like use like more paint, like do like shading, and use like bright colours and just, like stand out a little bit more.
Having created artwork to a set size, is there another size you would like to try? Would you like to go larger? Would you like to go smaller? Or would it be even in a different shape? Because a lot of people create work in a square. And I know the exhibition does have people painting and drawing in circles. So what might come next? Would it be different shapes, different sizes?
Yeah, different shape, and then shape like triangles and random shape.
Oh.
So it's not like one shape in like the little thing. So like instead of like a circle, you have a circle and then another bit. So it looks like a bit like not the same shape over and over again.
Would that change with the shape of the canvas, whatever it is that you're painting or drawing onto? Would that change the work that you put on it?
No, because you can cut it down. Even though that you have it in your mind, you can still work around the shape and the sides of the thing that you're working on.
Cool. Would anyone be interested in trying three-dimensional stuff? So whether that's sculpture or clay.
I mean, I did clay once.
Oh, did you like it?
Yeah.
What was it you liked about it?
It's like you can make anything, and it's like not only on paper. It's not on paper. It's in your hand. You can make it with your hand.
Mm-hmm. Did it fire well? My experience with clay at school was, how to put it?
Questionable.
Unsuccessful. Yeah, I'd make this lovely looking head, and I'd be like, wow, you are a thing of beauty. Into the kiln it goes, and it comes out looking like some sort of cyclops from Greek mythology or something.
Well, we did put it in the... Well, we did, but the teachers had to put it in the...
Yeah.
Because it doesn't trust students. Anyway,
We are not to be trusted with the kiln.
but most of my clay work came out fantastic.
Okay, cool.
But most of it's like, why did I make it when it looks like that?
It looked so good before it went in. We always had one person that wouldn't knead their clay enough to take the air out, and then they'd put it in the kiln. It would blow up and just destroy everyone else's work in like a local vicinity of the clay work. Oh, James, I'll never forget you. Mel, how about you? The question goes for you. Has working for this exhibition inspired you to work with other people or make more work for yourself?
Definitely inspired me to work with other projects and other people.
Mm-hmm.
The idea was originally inspired by me realising that some of the people I work with in adult social care had hidden artistic talents, and then also that in the community there are a lot of projects and the college and other places that do quite a lot of art with the people they work with. But the way that everyone's come together and contributed, and the kind of end result of the work of art, I think has been stunning. It was kind of what I visualised in a way, but I'd say a lot better than I ever imagined it would be.
Now that you've seen it in the space.
Yeah.
I have to say it's probably one of the most striking visual pieces that we've seen on the mezzanine gallery, just because of the sun that has been decided as the structure for presentation, and just the colours. Oh boy, lots of colours.
I mean, I think it should be the start of hidden local talent being recognised by a place like us, a big sort of international gallery. And if art is for the people should also show too. I think that's really important. And to show the differences between, well, I guess in the art world we'd say there can be a difference between professional artists, those who are paid to make work, and what is also known as outsider art, which is those, I guess, would be all of you today who aren't part of that professional scene. And why I think it's important is because you can show, or they both show, two very different qualities, because there's something in the professional artist, but there's also a lot in the outsider artist as well, and sometimes they blur, but I think it's a really good thing to show that off too, and we need more of it.
That's what I like this art gallery for, because like it puts your mind to the test and it shows what you can do. Not like the other art galleries, you just go in and you see like art from other people. Yeah, you might get inspired by that, but this art gallery, you can go in there and like you can look at it and you can do your like own work as well as looking at the stuff or some like the stuff and look at stuff as well.
Does seeing your work in our gallery make you want to see more of your work in other galleries, or more work made by people like yourselves in other galleries too? And if so, what would that do? How would that feel?
That will like make us happy and like
and I feel proud of
Yeah.
our own work. And it's like, look what I've done. Sort of really amazing.
and for like other people for our age and like wants to do it but it's just scared they should do like what we did and draw it and then put it on the wall and make it like feel how they feel, make them like feel happy and stuff. You might feel nervous at first, it's just general, but when you get up on the wall or anywhere you're like, oh, that's like really nice and nice feeling to have.
Yeah. I mean, it's nice to hear you say that, because you mentioned feeling scared. earlier on, but then to be able to switch that into being proud of what you've made and to share it with people in your class too. I couldn't, like you're saying, being able to cross that barrier, I think, which is the invisible barrier of art galleries, is they are inaccessible to audiences and artists as well. People make things all the time, whether or not they think that's art or not. I think there's a member of the group that's on display who didn't like art and then has something on display that looks great.
Yeah.
And art isn't always what they think it is because they've got this meaning in their head that's been put onto them from their peer group or people in their family, wherever that's come from, which isn't necessarily true. Widening that through something like this is incredible. So
art can be anything.
It can be anything. I mean, if you want to hear what we think of what art can do, please listen to episode 2 with David, where our minds melted away as we tried to answer such a broad, deep question.
I think, many flashbacks to that episode. I think in terms of like the exhibition that you've all put on as well, and thinking about accessibility, what I think really stands out to me, and hopefully many others like yourselves who come and see this exhibition, is that it disrupts or introduces a change to gallery spaces. So instead of them being, tired, a bit boring, and you've come in and you're seeing something that is expected. I think, also I believe, curating the work in this way, this very unconventional way, I don't often see a lot of artwork produced in the shape of a sun. It's normally framed, it's normally square, and it's on a wall, set equidistantly, sort of away from each other. I think it's not linear. For me, it's three things: it's raw, it's real, and it's refreshing. And I think we could do with more of that.
Thank you very much.
Right, here we go. So we want to know: do you have any questions for us? What could we do for you today? How can we answer your questions?
What colour do you use to express yourself when making art?
Go on, mate. What colour do you use?
Okay, so for me, I am a photographer. That is my preferred method of choice. If I was to draw you a picture now, everyone would leave the room. It wouldn't be good. That's why I try and stick to something that paints with light, if you like, for me. I'm drawn to trees and woods, so I think greens, I think that's a big part for me. I don't necessarily wear green. Sometimes I think the colours you wear as a person are an extension of what you would like art-wise, but that isn't necessarily the case for me. I wear a lot of dark colours, but in my images, I am a big fan of, there's the golden hour. I don't know if you're familiar with that. The golden hour?
I heard it before.
Yeah,
So
same.
between the hour before the sun sets is the golden hour, so you get showered with golden light, and it looks stunning. If you've got a wheat field, for example, all you have to think of is Gladiator, the film, and you're like, wow, that's what the golden hour looks like. It looks good. But yeah, greens, I think, I'm trying to think of everything else that I've taken pictures of. I guess bark looks good too, but then that comes in various colours. And then I could easily get into a technical rampage of film stocks, but depending on the film that you use, I like using film for photography. That can change the colours that you have in your images, because different film by different makers, Kodak, Fuji, Kentmere, for example, that will change what the colours look like in your film. So I guess it depends on how I feel on that day. It's like choosing an aftershave, if you like. I fancy Fuji today. And then I'll take my Fuji out to the woods and then take pictures of trees. So yeah, that's my answer for that question. Might not necessarily be directly involved, but colours are involved in that answer a little bit.
To be fair to Luke, having seen his photography, the colours are, like the greens are really stunning. So
Thanks, mate.
Yeah, no, they are. I think in terms of expressing myself using colours, when I was a bit younger, colours were really important, and I remember being very, very interested in colour mixing. So looking at things in the world and trying to make a colour as close to that as possible. And I remember looking at skin and thinking, skin is more green than I realise. There's a lot of greens in there. But now really, God, my stuff, I find colour very difficult. It's a lot of black. It's a lot of black and white, or a lot of grey. So, and I think that would Well, I wonder what that says. But yeah, greys are sort of my colour I go to. But what that makes me feel, I'm not sure. I think...
Is that an extension of how you feel when you make it?
I think I like grey. Funny. When people ask me, what's your favourite colour? You get those funny questions. What's your favourite colour? My slightly pretentious answer would be, it's chromatic grey. Because when I was taught art, chromatic grey means it's pretty much every colour. So it's like, because everything really is a shade of grey. So I guess I like grey because it's in everything. It's in everything.
Everything is a shade of grey that's in black and white or visible light?
I think all colours can technically be a grey. Like you can have a grey with a red, a grey with a green. There's always a grey in there, I think. That or they need to take away my qualification.
You want to clean your glasses
for GCSE levels. So, but yeah. Long story short, I like grey.
Okay, just to add to the colours in the artwork, what's your favourite colour then?
Do you know
chromatic blue?
No. Gosh, that is difficult. I'm going to be a bit like Luke, and I'm going to say, yeah, I do like black and white greys, but also greens are a lot, because I think that's the colour of our country. It's green and grey. That's what I say. That's what really makes me.
That's true.
That's what makes me.
You're not wrong.
No, not wrong.
I like using greens, but my favourite colour is red. So, complementary to green.
Yeah, I can only think of Christmas.
Yeah, Christmas.
I'm also just thinking of Christmas. Yeah, you're right.
Christmas colours. Christmas.
Yeah, just to give you a bit of an insight, the colours I use in my work isn't necessarily my favourite colour, but then you don't really see red too often in nature, at least in our country.
Yeah, don't eat those berries.
No. And if you see a parrot flying around,
It's not real.
wake up.
It's not real. It's your dream.
And Mel, I believe you have a question for us as well.
My question is, what have you learned from this particular exhibition that had a particular focus on inclusion?
Lovely question. Piers, did you want to go first?
As part of your exhibition, you've got a really great section, which are the clouds. And what I like about the clouds is, or when reading the clouds, I have learned what it is like to make work, and how that work was made, and what it was like to make with others. Because I personally see making work as quite a solitary thing, not so much an activity that you do with others. So when you read those clouds and you get to see what it was like and how it felt to make work as a team or with other people around, I think that can really inspire again different ways of working. And it's also shared in plain, ordinary language. It's very honest and it's very human, so there's nothing sort of obscure or confusing about it. So for me, it's a breath of fresh air to have artists communicate to visitors in such a ordinary, normal and really relatable way.
And I'm going to jump on it from a operational, my duty manager hat on point of view. Many members of the people who took part in this are not physically able to use the stairs, for example, and they have certain needs, and that has highlighted certain limitations from us from a building point of view that I think as we've discussed earlier, are present in many other places, and that's something that needs to be addressed and hopefully will be changed in the future. We have limitations on how many people we can have upstairs who are wheelchair bound, for example, based on the evac chair chairs supply that we have 2 evac chairs to get people out of the building that would require that. And I think this exhibition is just a chance for us to shine a spotlight on certain blank spots, if you like, in us as a building, other buildings, I think, as well. Other organisations can see what we're doing. Perhaps this could be an opportunity to set an example for other places. If we're the cultural quarter, we should all be striving to achieve the same regulations, standards, and accessibility for everyone. And if our accessibility stops at 2 people being able to go upstairs that are wheelchair bound. I don't think that's very fair. And I think that should be widened. And as you were saying earlier, Mel, we should be getting to a point where there shouldn't be a limitation on how many people can go upstairs for whatever reason. In the same way that domestic property, all new builds from a certain point in time should have legislation in place that means they are accessible. If your friend isn't able to come to your house, but you can go to theirs, that's a one-way street, isn't it, really? So yes, the exhibition has been eye-opening in the sense that we're seeing people from Southampton showing in a gallery in Southampton. Many, many people come in saying, we'd like to show our work, I want to show my work. Do you show people from Southampton? And we don't always get to say that we are showing people from Southampton, and we finally have been able to, and we've been doing it. This show's been on for a long time as well, and it's so good and so nice to see the sun on the mezzanine. But at the same time, certain things highlight to us as an organisation, and it should be highlighted to other organisations listening in as well. Not everything should be fixed as it is, and it is room for change as well. So I hope that answers your question, at least a little bit.
No, that's great, thank you.
I think just to add to that, this shouldn't be the last of an exhibition of its kind like this.
No, definitely not. Okay.
Hopefully the first of many.
The first
of many, yeah, we'd love to see it. I think some of us would definitely like to see the mezzanine gallery become that space for people in Southampton. I think that would be amazing, and this has certainly been an amazing example of what that could be moving forward.
And to tie it back to your point, Sarah, then people are going to come in and be proud that this is a space where they can see their work. Yeah, more open calls, more people like yourselves exhibiting.
Get it on social media, share it with your friends. Have you been able to bring your family in to see it and show your friends and stuff? Oh,
Not yet.
You've got until, is it the 6th of June or the 2nd of June? 3rd of June. You've got until the 3rd of June to bring them in.
Dun, dun, dun.
Let me go now, go and get them.
Okay.
Cool. Okay, is everyone ready for round 3?
Here we go.
The bowl of justice. It's not the bowl of justice. It's a black bowl, but some biscuits came in one time. Who would like to grab a question first? These are questions from our audience. They are totally random. Get in there.
Go on, Sarah.
Do you listen to music when doing art? If so, what music? That's the question I'm going to ask you guys. I got in my head that do you listen to music when you're doing art?
Well, go on, you answer first and we'll
you
come
answer
back.
first.
Yeah,
We'll,
I do
we'll come
listen
at it.
to music doing art because, like, if I just not, it gets really boring and it's just like sounds. And so I listen to, because I have cats and it's just meow, and I have a sister. But yeah, I do listen to music when I'm doing art.
What do you listen to?
Like rock,
Ooh.
like heavy music, and sometimes
Okay.
pop. But like it depends what I'm into, like mood I'm in.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Anything in particular? You said rock. I'm interested.
nothing in particular. Because it's like what do I feel at the time? I just
Okay.
play.
Yeah, nice. What about you, Leah?
I do listen to music.
Yeah. What do you
Oh.
listen to?
I listen to like pop, sometimes rap music, but it depends how I feel that day. But it's like calm me down,
Mm-hmm.
and I just go the flow and draw.
Do you sort of go into like well, you just said it there, really a flow state. And
Yeah.
does the music influence what you're making, or is it literally just more of an emotional side of things to charge what it is that
No,
you're
because
thinking
it
about?
helped me to concentrate doing my art.
Mm-hmm.
It says like when I'm out with music, I can't like concentrate, and I just need to put music in and just listen.
Yeah.
You just break out the world around you.
Yeah.
When
Do
put music
you
in.
do you put it on shuffle? Or do you have to keep going back and go,
I
right,
have a
next song,
playlist.
next song? Ah, so you've got a playlist,
I have
okay.
a playlist. I made a playlist just for this year, and then I'll change the date for next year. So I have like songs that I like from next year, and I'll put that. So it's like different range of music that I like doing the years, and I'll just put that on.
I like that. So you can look back to 2021 and know what you were listening to
Oh,
then.
my music taste changed since 2020. 2021.
It's all gone out the window.
Mel, any music you listen to at all, either while studying or making work?
I like quite a wide range of music too, and I think, again, a bit like with different colours for different moods. I think different types of music for different moods. Sometimes I like listening. I'm going to listen to Radio 1 when I'm driving, but I like listening, and I like Radio 1 Live Lounge. I like covers.
Yes.
Sometimes some of their covers are even, well, as good as originals. But yeah, I like a wide range of music.
Do you want to answer in retaliation with what you listen to?
Gosh, when I write, I listen to, so I play a lot of video games, and I listen to the ambient music from video games. When I make work, at the moment it's mainly ambient, but I had a long period where I think I just had Kate Bush, David Bowie and Morrissey on repeat. So some people may think, okay, but mainly, that, and I guess it does depend what sort of mood you're in. I find music's a thing that you put it on so that you can, a bit like you can concentrate. But when things go wrong, I do have to turn the music off, so I'm getting very frustrated because something's not working.
So when you're doing a manoeuvre in the car, you've got to turn the music down so you can concentrate.
You've caused an issue.
Yeah, that's what happens to me.
Go on, mate, what about you?
Me, I mail that poor side of my face hearing that you listen to the Live Lounge, because I'm listening to the Live Lounge all the time. I love it. It's so good. And you're like, oh, they've got a new one. Click on that.
Yeah.
And it's like the best thing you've ever heard. I'm a big fan. I don't listen to work when I'm out in the woods. I like hearing the trees, the birds. I think anyone would say that if they're out in nature. I'd rather be listening to that than music. But when I photograph an event and I'm editing, because it's such a, I mean, I'm going to go through however many photos, I just start blasting out music to keep me focused, keep me motivated. I can't believe I'm admitting this to everyone, but at the moment I've got a real thing for Miley Cyrus. Her voice is incredible. It is.
I grew up with Miley Cyrus on the Disney Channel.
Seeing her transform from that to what she is now, I mean, it's fascinating. And her I think her live performances are out of this world, especially on the Live Lounge. So yeah, that's my answer to that question. Miley Cyrus, give her a listen.
Would you like to pick another question?
Go on, Mel.
So,
Get in there.
Here we go.
okay, this says, what will you do with your artwork after your exhibition finishes? What we talked about doing with some of the artwork from the adult social care teams, one of which I work in, is we might put some of it up in our office.
Ooh, nice.
So I don't know, obviously, what everyone will do in the different projects with their work, but I think the first thing is to return it to the original owners.
Wow. And hopefully they put it up in their house.
Yeah.
There's something quite nice about putting your own work up on display. I don't know why. Especially if you like what you're looking at. I mean, we can all be critical of our own work, but when you then like something that you've made, slap that on the wall.
I make work, get it framed, and then I turn it around and I never see it again.
Dorian Gray.
Absolutely.
You can reuse the frames. As
Yeah,
well.
you can reuse the frames.
Leah and Sara, did you want to give that an answer as well?
What would I do with my art? I'll just go to my mum. I go, here you go, mum, have it. Be proud.
I don't have to deal with it anymore.
Or I'll just find like a place in my room to like put it, and then just put it out when my mum comes in the room.
What about you, Leah?
I kept all my artwork in one space in a box, and I just like used to just coming out, just look through all my art, and as I put it back in, it's like, yeah.
Is it sort of like a memory box for you?
Yeah, for all my art.
I like that. Memory box of all your... I wish I had all of the work I've ever made in a box, to be honest.
I think, Leah, you're going to need a bigger box after this exhibition because you're going to be making more work.
Well, thank you, everyone. Leah, Sara, Joy, Mel. Thank you very much for joining us for episode 3. We hope you enjoyed it.
Yes.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Lovely. Piers?
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, what an absolute pleasure. And please do come back and put on more exhibitions and make more stuff. That's what we want.
Yeah, when you show in another gallery, invite us along, because we'll come and do some... we'll come and do another episode of the podcast.
We'll bid for it. We'll bid for it.
So yes, thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for listening. If you would like to find out more information about our current exhibitions and future exhibitions, please visit our website at jhg.art, and we will see you on the gallery floor next time.